Welcome to this Exxon Nefta gas helicopter flight. This video contains essential information that you need to know for your safety aboard and around the helicopter. Please pay close attention. The aircraft is a twin-engine MI-8M TV-1 helicopter. It is equipped with flotation system in case of emergency ditching. It is operated by 4 crew members: captain, co-pilot, flight engineer, and flight attendant. Only certain kinds of clothing and footwear are permitted on E&L flights. You may not wear high heels, slippers, or sandals. Your shoes must fully cover the foot to provide maximum protection. As the water is always very cold, full-length clothing is recommended to provide insulation under your immersion suit in the unlikely event of a ditching. All passengers and crew members must wear immersion suits with liners and lap life jackets when flying to offshore platforms. You should crouch after putting your emergency suit on to remove air from the suit. Your insulated gloves and hood should be donned if the aircraft is about to ditch. These are stowed in the suit pockets. A lap-type life jacket provides a rebreathing capability for passenger underwater in case of emergency ditching. And appropriate training is conducted on a continuous basis at the operational sites and Hewitt facilities. All passengers traveling offshore more than 3 times per one 12-month period shall be Hewitt current. The requirement is to be Hewitt trained every 3 years. Those who travel offshore no more than 3 times per one 12-month period should wear a not trained Hewitt armband and should not occupy a seat next to an emergency exit if Hewitt trained passengers are available to occupy those seats. You may only approach and depart the helicopter within the green zone and under the direction of a crew member, helicopter landing officer, or other authorized personnel. Never walk around the rear of the helicopter. Headwear and other light objects that can be sucked into the rotors or engines must be placed into cargo bags specifically made and marked for this purpose. Laptop computers are also to be put into cargo bags and labeled with fragile tags. You can also use this tag for your personal baggage. All cargo boxed items, whether or not they contain dangerous goods, are to be accompanied by DG forms available electronically and at the check-in counter. For personal bags, the DG form is not required unless it contains a DG item. In some helicopters, the baggage compartment is located behind the passenger cabin. In other aircraft, inside the cabin. Carry-on baggage is not permitted in the passenger cabin, and all baggage must be placed in the baggage areas. Only soft-bound reading material may be carried in the cabin. Any object longer than 1 meter must be carried horizontally to avoid contact with the helicopter blades. On boarding, place your baggage on the ground to the right of the passenger door. Hold the handrail while entering and departing the helicopter. It will help prevent a slip or trip on the steps. Your seatbelt must be fastened at all times while aboard. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal tip into the buckle until locked. To unfasten, turn the buckle clockwise or pull the release handle. The flight attendant is available to assist you during the flight. For complete safety instructions, please refer to the safety information card located in the seat back pocket in front of you. The use of double hearing protection is mandatory on all E&L flights. Earplugs are available from the flight attendant and earmuffs are located on each seat back. Smoking is prohibited aboard the helicopter and on any tarmac or helipad area. Personal communication and electronic devices, including cellular and satellite phones, radio transmitters, and pocket PCs, must be off and stowed before departing the waiting area. You may not use your personal electronic devices in flight. There are 2 medical kits available aboard. One is located on the front wall of the passenger cabin, the other in the emergency kit. Fire extinguishers are located first on the front, second on the rear wall of the passenger cabin. A search and rescue transponder is located in the cabin in the right front, and it should be activated in the event of a mishap. There are 3 emergency window exits, 1 at the front on the right-hand side and 2 at the rear on either side of the cabin. The main passenger door and cargo doors can also be used as emergency exits. To operate an emergency window, turn the handle in the direction of the arrow, then push the door out. All other windows aboard are pop-outs and can be used as emergency exits by opening the cover, pulling on the ring to release the rubber seal, and then pushing the window out. On the screen, you can see how to operate main and cargo doors. In case of an emergency landing, assume the crash position upon instruction from the crew. Identify your exit path, sit upright in your seat, and bow your head. Place one hand on the harness release and grip the seat front with the other. Do not abandon the helicopter until the main rotor blades have come to a complete stop. Passengers seated next to the emergency exits must jettison them and exit first. Help other passengers to exit if they are injured or disoriented. Do not attempt to take any baggage items with you. We'll now show the use of the lap rebreather in an emergency situation where the aircraft is ditching on water. Please note that in an aircraft where seating is fitted with 4-point harnesses, always ensure that the shoulder straps do not cover the air pocket cover so you can readily deploy it when necessary. Do not deploy your air pocket before landing. Having landed, locate your harness buckle with one hand and the direction of the nearest emergency exit with the other. If the aircraft begins to roll over or take on water, use the hand on your harness buckle to deploy your air pocket. Pull open the flap. Make sure the valve is pressed in. Put the mouthpiece in. Put on the nose clip. Relocate your harness buckle. Don't pop the valve, just breathe normally. Just before your head enters the water, take a single deep breath. Use the hand on your buckle release to pop the valve knob by squeezing it between thumb and forefinger, and breathe out into the air pocket bag. Return your hand to the buckle and continue locating. Use the air pockets supplied to continue breathing. When the aircraft has finished rolling over or the cabin is full of water, release your buckle and escape through your nearest emergency exit. If you don't have time to take a breath before submersion, the air pocket will inflate automatically on contact with water. There are 2 life rafts available on board in the front of the passenger cabin. Each raft has a survival kit. To release the rafts, unclasp the buckles and throw them through the door or window into the water. To deploy the raft, pull on the lanyard. When all persons are on board, cut the tether line using the closed blade knife on the raft. In case of an emergency landing on water, follow instructions from the crew or rescue team. Rescue will be by fast boat or by winching by helicopter. After landing on the offshore rig, you must remain seated until the crew or the HLO indicate that you may deplane. After deplaning, pick up your baggage, which will be placed near the passenger door, and proceed as directed by the HLO. Do not go towards the rear of the aircraft. When reboarding the helicopter offshore, place your baggage to your right at the main door and enter the helicopter. Your bags will be loaded on board by baggage handlers. This completes our safety video. Have a nice flight.